of the NFL finds us at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, what a matchup. Two NFL franchises with so much history, so much tradition, getting set to do battle here. As it'll be the Dallas Cowboys taking on the New York Giants. On the Cowboys sideline, head coach Brian Schottenheimer. These guys coming off a road victory in the opener, looking to make it 2 straight to start the year. On the other side, the head coach of the home team. His guys also winners in Week 1, so a couple of 1-0 teams ready to get after it here. 2 teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. Bell so light on his feet. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. They're led out by a former first-round selection back in 2025 out of Ole Miss. It's Jackson Dart.
And you'd think as a young QB there'd be some nerves leading an offense out to start a game, but haven't seen any sign of them right now. And speaking with him earlier this week, sense that the pressure wouldn't get.
And he lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And they'll have a short field to work with inside the 15 at the 13-yard line.
As you and I both know, one reason teams script plays to start a game is so they can practice them ahead of time. I will guarantee you that fumble was not in the script.
You don't think they had fumble written next to play 1 there?
No, that was never in the script because they want to have good memories when they go into a ball game, not something that could have gone wrong.
Time for Dak Prescott and the Dallas offense to go to work. Prescott, of course, the former 4th-round pick in 2016 out of Mississippi State.
And he said he was feeling good in the lead up to the season, and he proved it in a big way in Week 1 with 4 touchdown passes. Had the offense moving at peak efficiency right at the start of the year. Awfully impressive.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Yeah, here we go.
From the gun, Gibbs will get it. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And now we're going to get a stoppage. A member of the Cowboys shaken up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Second and 10.
Yeah! Here we go!
Prescott. Left side to Lamb. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
And the hitch route is run really well. That jab step off the line of scrimmage by the receiver, which is designed to back up the defender and give him a little bit of space. All you want there, get that space, catch the football, and then make a move and pick up extra yardage. And that's exactly what he got done there.
Still to go. 3rd down now.
Yeah, here we go. I think.
Here's Prescott. He'll try to pick it up himself. And this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
And partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
4th down again to Gibbs. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the 1st down as he's tackled at the 2. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th.
1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
First and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points.
Yeah, here we go.
Prescott to throw it. Setting up the screen, this is Gibbs. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It'll go as a long loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be second and goal.
And we constantly talk about people being on the same page. In this situation, the two of them saw the play with the same eyes. They understood where the open spaces were going to be, and they found a way to get there to pick up a new set of downs.
Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. Now a run here off the RP. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. A great effort there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Cowboys take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. They scored the most points of anyone on opening weekend, and now first quarter touchdown here.
And while there's no guarantee that all the points they scored in opening weekend are going to hold up and be the average all year long, they're certainly starting to set that type of a pace. And what you do with that is you put in the heads of all of your opponents, we've got to really be ready on defense because these guys know how to put the ball in the end zone.
You think they can keep piling on the points like this?
I think they can if they're prepared to adjust and adapt, because they won't see the same defenses week in and week out.
Brandon Aubrey now for the extra point. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. It's a pretty good return here as they'll get this up to the 29. So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division...
There he goes, left side. And all the way in. Touchdown. Malik Neighbors, 70 yards. And the Giants strike quickly here to tie up the ball game. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Jason Sanders now for the extra point. It's up and good, so they go the conservative route instead, and it gives them a 7-6 lead here in the opening quarter. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Lane opens here. He's past the 30. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point, because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
There we go.
On play action, Prescott. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. The Cowboys 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And this would be quite a start for them if they could win 2 straight on the road.
Yeah, the schedule makers didn't do them any favors. They gave them 2 road games right out of the gate. But the thinking on the team has to be, imagine if we win these 2 games, what a setup for the rest of this.
And he can't get away from the pressure the Giants get there. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get, because the nose tackle who got the sack He's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
A 61-yard attempt.
And that is no good. He gave it a good run. That wasn't more than a foot or so wide to the left. And that'll keep this a one-point game.
Wow, partner, it's almost a little jarring to see a holder set up on the other side of midfield. I haven't brought out my binoculars to make sure on that one. That is showing an awful lot of confidence in a kicker to try and hit from 61 yards. And this one lines up no good.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Dart going to give to Scatterbury. And he's got this one across midfield into Cowboy territory. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on third down. You look at this Cowboy defense. They are number 2 in the NFL against the run right now, Charles.
We know it's only week 1, but the results are pretty good so far. The key is, can they do it week in and week out? Because they're
taking it right down Broadway. Touchdown, Giants. Jarrell Mooney, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And they're able to add on to their advantage. Good throw there. And I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his 2nd season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason. And what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is up to 8. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Oh, good return up past the 30. And a nifty return there all the way across the 40. Jameer Gibbs and the rest of the offense headed back out. Last week, over 100 yards, 3 touchdowns. We were talking with him on the field before the game. He said simply, I was in a groove. He obviously was.
But I think he's been a little modest about that, being in a groove. That's a big-time game right there. And I think he feels like his entire team is coming along with him because they're creating spaces and holes for him to run through. He's making people miss, running through tackles. They are locked in a big way and confident about this game as well.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
He's got 1 touchdown pass already in this quarter. Obviously looking for number 2, and definitely not playing the check down game.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now Prescott. Now he'll tuck this and run. That's taken in by Franklin. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. Here now 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. Play action now. Prescott. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7. Everybody was coming on the blitz that time, and they got home.
And you know the expression, hat on a hat, in terms of blocking, trying to keep your quarterback protected? But if you don't have enough hats, that's the end result. Your quarterback goes down, and sometimes he goes down hard.
He wants gets it all for the end zone. And oh no, it's incomplete. It's a touchdown if he holds on, but somehow took his eyes off of it, falls to the ground, and brings up 4th down.
And
this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe, and that'll do it for the first quarter of play. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it as we resume action.
Brendan Aubrey to kick off for the Cowboys.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Oh, good-looking return set up here. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line. And New York set to take the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a back and forth in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Give up the middle, Scatterboo. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Marked that down for a win in the defense's column.
And he will have the Giants first down, at least in first glance, as they spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, it shows confidence in your offensive line. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
To throw, Dart. A quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. Cavante Turpin deep for the Cowboys. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Now Dallas gets set to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Off the play fake, Prescott. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. That nearly trouble, but it's incomplete. The rookie had it and lost it. And it'll be 2nd down.
They geared up and took the deep shot downfield, but it turned out it wasn't one-on-one coverage. Extra defenders in the area, and that one winds up incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing, Prescott. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. And this is a guy last week not only helped his real team, but really helped a lot of fantasy teams. 3 trips to pay dirt. They've got to contain him.
And watching him play is like going to lunch with you when you order that combo plate, right? In this case, his combo plate is he can go over the top of you and catch it in front, turn it into a big game, run past you, and then uses his size and his physical abilities to keep you away from the football. Hard to defend this game.
Reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week. And he's brought down. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 41. Getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 53 yards rushing for him now. He's carried the ball just 5 times. Well, this is the reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Runs like that might get him another award.
Yeah, thunderbolt right out of the gate, huh? How about that? Hitting the defense hard early, and of course, carrying the momentum from last week into this week's game.
Down to the 10. Well, the Cowboys are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now Prescott. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. That's sacked by Tremaine Edmonds. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance, they've got to get the ball in his hands a lot quicker.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
This will be play number 8 on the drive. It's 3rd and goal. Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. And it's going to be batted down. They're going the other way with the football. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. From the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
DeMarvion Overshown, the one to bring him down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
A give, it's Scatterbury. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Now that's a big-time run. Lightning in a bottle, forget it. He exploded out of the bottle for that type of a pickup.
Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. An inside run to Scatterbury. Credit into the 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. Really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, They also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
A gain of 8 there on the play. And that'll leave them with a 3rd and just a yard. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. Now Dart will try to pick it up himself. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
Let's go now. 70 Lions.
Looking to throw, Dart. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
Yeah, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
To throw now, Dart. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time with a sack. Here's Sean Gary that time fighting free and getting to the quarterback.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Week 1 was full of surprises, full of intrigue, and a lot of firsts for the young players. What will Week 2 bring? Let's dive in. Our swing around the NFL starts now. In Jacksonville, the Jaguars at home to take on the Titans in the AFC South. And it's Tyrone Tracy. Spots an opening, capitalizes on it, 15 yards for the touchdown. The Jaguars are in the win column. They win it in front of the home faithful and move to 1-1. From there, it's up to Minneapolis. Let's look in on the Vikings as they play host to the Chicago Bears. And this is J.J. McCarthy. 12 yards on the touchdown. The Vikings even up their record at 1-1 as they get the win here. Lastly, let's squeeze in one more. And it's Josh Downs. He's going to bring this one in, and away he goes. Make it a 70-yard touchdown grab. The Colts are off to a good start, 2-0 on the young season. We'll give you a look now at the remainder of the games in progress in the early window and what's still to come here in Week 2 of the National Football League regular season. Meanwhile, in our game, it was a competitive, hard-hitting first half. We expect more of the same going forward as we send you back out to the stadium with Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the third quarter. A dangerous return man showing it here. And a great return, solid field position. He's up all the way to the 45-yard line. The Cowboy offense set to go to begin this third quarter. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
There you go.
Play fake. Here's Prescott. Pass complete. George Pickens with it. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Gibbs straight ahead. Just a yard on the pickup there. That'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Now 2nd and 9. Here's Prescott. Finds Gibbs on the check down. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. At his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of the...
They'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. A great play there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Cowboys have retaken a 3rd-quarter lead.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. The 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. So that effort gives them a 3-point cushion and guarantees that a field goal going forward won't beat them.
Yeah, and that's really good strategy because that's all you care about. Not getting beat at this stage. At least give your team a fighting chance.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the 2nd half. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
Off the bootleg, it's Dart. And this will be caught by Mooney. They'll see about converting this 3rd and 8. To throw is Dart. And he will go down. Cowboys sack. To Marvin Overshown. In there to drop it for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. The Giants send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. So here are the Cowboys to take over. They're in the driver's seat right now, and they were winners last week over the Seattle Seahawks, so trying to keep that momentum moving in the positive direction. Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
From the 48-yard line, here's a 2nd and 7. Looking to throw. Prescott. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. To throw is Prescott. Pressure comes and down he goes. Looks like a 9-yard loss. And it also brings up 4th.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking the lead. Thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. The ground is steady to start the drive. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going north again. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
At the 22-yard line.
Scattergood going to run it out again. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
Let's go now.
Throwing his dart. And he is caught. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down.
Now how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
1st down, here's Scattergood. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. He really hasn't been able to get on track running the football, averaging less than 4 yards a carry.
Yeah, I think that they're going to enjoy the film session because all the defenders are filling their proper gaps on just about every play. And you know what they always say for a defensive coach? When I click off this film, I better see 11 jerseys in the picture going after the ball carrier.
A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. Here's Dart. That's caught left side by Neighbors. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
A gain of 7.
And the Giants send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And that'll skip out of bounds inside the 20 at the 17-yard line.
17-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Yeah, here we go.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he's going to get this past the 50 and into Giant territory. 63 yards rushing for him now to this point. Here now, 2nd and 4. Prescott now. Throw inside complete. That's Franklin. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 29-yard line. On the give, here's Gibbs. That nifty juke here. And they'll get him down inside the red zone at the 14. It's also a gain of 14. First down.
First and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Another run for Gibbs here. And they get to him quickly as he stopped right around the 13. Second and 9.
Brings up second and 9.
Here's Prescott. And a quick throw here, that's complete. It is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys get an important score there to extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Aubrey now for the point after. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead.
Giants.
That time a 6-play drive. And it was Tyquan Thornton who brought in the touchdown reception to cap things off.
Brandon Aubrey to kick off for the Cowboys.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. Throwing, dart. That's to Cam Scatteroo out of the backfield. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Second and 1.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
And he will have a Giants first down. At least it would appear that way. He didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
They'll run from the gun to Scatteroo. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
33-yard line.
Dart going to look to throw here. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Here's Dart. He's got it in. Complete. Work to do here to avoid falling to 1-1, but this is 1st and 10 right now.
Giants first down. First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
To the air once more is Dart. There's Mooney with another catch. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll give it to Scatteroo. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. Here's 2nd and 7.
Pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
In motion goes the tight end. To the air, Dart. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. DeMarvion Overshown picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. The offense on 3rd down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. To throw, Dart. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. Malik Neighbors with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Giants have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find someone to get the ball back.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And able to get this out to the 25. Dallas offense set for this next drive. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays. They also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Prescott to throw it. That's taken in by Franklin. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. Gibbs will try and pick it up. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. They'll go again with Gibbs. And nothing much materializing there in the first down run. We'll get a couple, and that's it. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, here we go. I check 20. 26.
Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And he's going to burn his way forward to the 48. Of course, remember last week, week number 1, quite the opener for him. NFC Offensive Player of the Week.
He does not want to be a flash in the pan. He wants to have that type of a game each and every week. Let's see if he can get a 2nd award in week 2 of the season.
On 3rd down, here's Gibbs. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
It's 4th down.
On the sneak, it's Prescott. And he will have a Cowboys first down, and that should be that. That one a backbreaker as they wind up converting there on 4th. So a big one coming here for Brandon Aubrey. This to swell the lead to 6. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Yeah, here we go. 26.
The Cowboys on their way to victory as they take a knee.
Well, Brandon, they're getting to 2-0, and this time they're able to take a knee at the end and secure the victory.
Preseason, coach said their goal, they obviously want to win everything. He said, I think we can get off to a 3-0 start. Well, here they are looking at 2-0 right now. What a finish in this one, Charles. You know, this group, they come in, they have to fight a hostile atmosphere every snap. They get the late score, they get the victory, and that flight home, it's going to be a little sweeter after this one.
And Brandon, just like you, I was fired up for that last sequence. How about that? Wouldn't you have loved to have been in the huddle when they were mounting that game-winning drive? Big-time moment. No one shied away from it. They tuned out the crowd, kept their heads, and executed the way they needed to earn that win.
So for the Cowboys, it's a dream start. 2 wins in 2 early road games. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll try for a better outcome next week as